So there's this turf war going on between two high schools. On one side, you've got a school full of walking anime waifus, soft voices, shiny hair, the whole goddamn package. And on the other side, just dicks, a literal sausage fest. Like someone looked at a prison and said, yeah, let's make that co-ed, but only the male part. Anyway, meet Rentaro. Tall, pale, handsome, basically the human version of a Tumblr post. He's staring out the window of his testosterone-infested school, gazing longingly at the estrogen-infused paradise across the street. He doesn't even know what kind of alternate universe is hiding behind those curtains. Spoiler, drama, trauma, and probably repressed sexual tension. Cut to some street clowns arguing with three random dudes over a bump on the sidewalk. Classic fake tough guy behavior. Like, bro, you didn't get assaulted, you got tapped. Sit your ass down. But nope, they're looking for beef because their lives are boring as shit. Then they notice the uniforms and go, hey, you know that tall, pale, pretty boy from your school? Turns out, our boy Rentaro once helped one of their friends. Probably gave him a pack of tissues and a shoulder to cry on. The guys tell him he ain't around, but they can leave a voicemail or something. But plot twist? Rentaro shows up like Batman. His aura alone makes these dudes consider therapy. He scolds his boys for trying to start some Dollar Tree gang war. The friends explain that the other guys weren't here for smoke, just gratitude. And Rentaro connects the dots. It must have been that night when he heard some emotional damage happening outside his house. So of course, he pokes his nose out and sees some chick dumping her man. Dudes curled up on the sidewalk, leaking tears and pride. Rentaro, being the saint he is, tries to offer a man hug, like the ones that say, it's okay, king, cry about it. But his intimidating aura kicks in, and the guy runs like he just saw his ex with a new man. Anyway, Rentaro's aura is basically a war crime. Next scene, a pair of girls stroll by, probably from waifu high, and when they see the boys, they go silent like a nun at a strip club. One of them drops a piece of paper, and Usami, Rentaro's buddy, picks it up and hits her with, hey girl, you dropped your trash. Which, honestly, bold move. She stares daggers into his soul and goes, then throw it out yourself, trash panda. The boys walk off roasting Usami for being a certified simp, but even they admit, something about that interaction was off. Context? That girl came from a rich kid-only all-girls academy, right next to the school where Rentaro attends testosterone boot camp. These two schools don't mix, like oil and water, or condoms and Catholic guilt. Later, Usami invites Rentaro to karaoke. You know, guy stuff. But Rentaro gets a text, duty calls, gotta work a shift at the family bakery. So he tells him, nay, can't, gotta be a responsible wage slave. And off he goes, running through the rain like a dramatic K-drama protagonist. Not cause he's in a rush, nah man was watching dumb shit on YouTube and forgot the time. Relatable, he gets chewed out at the shop for being late, and he blames the school being far and not getting Uber money. Classic broke student move. They tell him there's only one customer anyway, but they're short-staffed, so his ass is needed. The bakery is family-owned, and sometimes he has to pitch in. Now here's where shit gets good. He checks out the lone customer, and it's her, the waifu, Kaoruko Wakari in the flesh. And holy hell, she starts choking on her food like she just saw her browser history in public. Rentaro rushes over with a glass of water like, please don't die, I don't need this lawsuit. Dude's already working retail, don't make him deal with police reports too. He also notices she's eating like half the damn menu. Girl's got a black hole for a stomach. Then she suddenly nopes out and bolts, leaving Rentaro standing there more confused than a vegan at a Texas BBQ. So it's closing time at the bakery, and Rentaro tells his mom what happened earlier. You know, the thing with the mysterious cake-scarfing waifu? His mom? Yeah, she knows exactly who it was. Kaoruko Wakari, regular customer, VIP status. Mom just hopes Rentaro didn't scare her off for good with his haunted doll energy. Now Rentaro actually feels kinda bad, like real bad, guilt-tripping himself over scaring the girl. But the problem is, he can't help being this damn cool. It's a curse, like adult acne or Spotify ads. He considers looking for her to say sorry, but then thinks, wait, that's some stalker shit, and he's not trying to be featured in her next therapy session. Cut to later that day. Rentaro's in his room chilling above the bakery like a poor man's Bruce Wayne. Then suddenly, bam! Door swings open like a SWAT raid. It's his mom. She's like, bro, she's back. Wakari, she's here, and she's looking for you. And there she is, Wakari, standing there awkward as hell, like she's about to confess to a murder. She tries to say she wants to buy him a cake, not bring him one, buy him one, in his own damn bakery. They sit down. It's awkward, like first date with your cousin's ex awkward. She apologizes for sprinting out like she saw her ex's nudes on the counter last time, and says the cake is her way of saying sorry. Real cute, like a baby deer learning to lie. Rentaro sees her eyeing the cake like a hungry raccoon, so he offers it to her. She's like, oh no, I couldn't, but 2 seconds later, she's halfway through that thing like it owes her money. She even asks him if he was shocked seeing her inhale half the pastry menu. He says no, which is a lie. A polite one, but still a lie. Guy was ready to call Guinness. Wakari explained she was alone and it was raining, so she just walked into the shop to eat, as if she needed to justify her food choices to a dude who looks like he hasn't smiled since preschool. She asks for his name. He tells her, and then she starts muttering like she's in a horror movie. No, finally, got it. Bro, what? Rentaro's like, excuse me, what the hell's going on in your head? And she tries to play it off like, oh, I'd seen you before. Sure, seen him, stalked him, maybe named a body pillow after him, all part of the waifu starter pack. Turns out she did have her eye on him, and the reason she ran last time wasn't fear. Nah, she says it's cause no guy had ever looked at her that way before, like really looked, and it overwhelmed her poor anime girl nervous system, so she fled. This hits Rentaro deep, cause he's used to scaring people off, not making them flustered. Usually it's, look at him, feel fear, call the cops. But Wakari, she's different. But our boy gets nervous, says it's late and she should probably go. But before they leave, she asks for a couple more cakes to go, and one for the road. Queen behavior. He wraps her shit up and goes to escort her, but Wakari hits him with the I can go alone card. She insists. The station's close and it's not like there's some creepy-ass guys around stalking her for revenge, right? Before heading out, she turns to him and says it again. She didn't run away last time because she was scared. She just panicked. She asks him to believe her. And that shit hits Rentaro right in the soul. Self-esteem boost, plus 100. Confidence level, might smile once this week. Rentaro goes back up to his room and curls up in front of the door like an emotionally wounded golden retriever. The guy's dealing with some deep-rooted trauma. Since he was a kid, classmates have been feeding him daily servings of psychological abuse. Comments like, his stare is creepy, dude looks haunted, ew, his family owns a bakery, and of course the classic, he's mentally unstable. Seriously though, what the hell is wrong with these kids? Who hates bakeries? You prefer eating dry-ass rolls from a corner store? Fucking monsters. All that shit left scars. But one afternoon with Wakari felt like 2 years of therapy. And guess what? Wham! Door slams into his body. Again, cause he passed out like a hobo right in front of it. Mom steps over his barely alive corpse and shows him something. The cake Wakari bought? She found it outside, on the ground, abandoned. Cue dramatic zoom in. So apparently, a couple of discount thugs who got beef with Rentaro spotted Wakari outside the bakery. And instead of going home and jerking off like normal degenerates, they decided to follow her to a nice, quiet little spot. They corner her and hit her with the classic, "You're real pretty, maybe we should hang out" bullshit. Meanwhile, Rentaro, our emotionally constipated hero, goes full Olympic sprinter and hauls ass to find her. Lucky for him, these guys talk louder than drunk uncles at a barbecue, so he tracks them down quick. These walk-in hemorrhoids see an opening and immediately start running their mouths about Rentaro like gossiping high school bitches. They call him a weirdo, a delinquent, say he's the local boogeyman, and bring up how his school has a 50% graduation rate, and the other 50% probably dead, or in prison, or TikTok influencers, which is worse. And what does our boy do? Nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. He just stands there like a damn tree, soaking in the verbal abuse. Meanwhile, Wakuri's over here in full stranger danger mode, and homeboy's just processing trauma in real time. Like, bro, you want to help out or just take notes for your autobiography? The thing is, what they said stings deep. Sure, it's all bullshit, except the school part. That part's kind of true. But Wakuri, queen, she claps back. Says maybe people shouldn't talk out of their ass if they've never actually had a conversation with Rintaro. Like, ever thought of asking why he looks dead inside? No? Just spreading rumors like gossiping bitches? And that is what sets them off. Someone stands up to him, so now they're ready to throw hands. Luckily, Rintaro finally stops monologuing internally and jumps in front of Wakuri just in time to eat a punch like a damn bodyguard. Now the goons? Yeah, they crap themselves. Sprint off like roaches when the lights come on. Though somehow, despite getting hit in the back, Rintaro's forehead is bleeding. Physics said nah, must have face planted into a wall or something. Man tanked that hit like a champ and still managed to give himself a concussion. Rintaro apologizes like it's his fault she almost got assaulted just for knowing him. Says she shouldn't hang out with guys like him. But Wakuri? She's not buying it. Tells him he's not scary, he's awesome, and thanks him for tanking the hit like a walking mattress. He walks her to the station, she turns around, stops him, and drops the bomb. She's coming back to the bakery, and next time, they're gonna eat cake together. My man just got a dessert date? In this economy? That's love. Cut to later, Wakuri's calling someone to say she's on her way. Meanwhile, all the adrenaline's worn off, and now she's remembering how solid Rintaro felt when he tackled the goons. Next morning, Rintaro drags his tired ass to school, didn't sleep, spent the night simping over Wakuri like a Victorian widow. He looks out the window, and boom, curtain moves. There she is, Wakuri. Destiny? Scriptwriter fan service? God's weird sense of humor? Who knows? Rintaro panics and hides behind the curtain like a kid caught watching porn. He thought she was younger, maybe middle school. Turns out she's his age. Crisis averted. No need to register as a sex offender. But there's a problem. Her school? Super sexist. Basically the all-girls version of a toxic Reddit thread. And her classmates? They hate boys. Like all boys. Especially the thugs from Rintaro school. So Usami storms into school like someone just told him hentai was getting banned. The dude's fuming, like full-on rage boner energy. Rintaro, curious and mildly concerned, asks what's wrong. Like, yo bro, did you nut before coming to class or why you this unhinged? Usami, straight up, I'm fucking done with those stuck-up bitches from the other school. Apparently, he ran into a few of them on the way, and they all looked at him like he just crawled out of a sewer drain covered in hentai mags and regret. The worst part? He didn't even choose to go to this school. It chose him, like a curse from a bored anime god. Cue Saku and Ayato stepping in with all the grace of two guys who just barely passed math. They remind Usami that no, this school wasn't fate or divine punishment, it was just his dumbass grades. Then Saku gets philosophical, talking about how the schools are like two different worlds. If anyone from both sides fell in love, it'd be a tragic Romeo and Juliet story. Shut up, Saku, go write a fanfic. Meanwhile, everyone notices Rintaro got a fat-ass bump on his forehead, looking like he got headbutted. They ask what the hell happened, but dude zoned out. Usami, still on his anti-woman arc, says fuck it, those bitches think they're hot shit, they can all go eat dirt. To which Rintaro, clearly offended, goes, what the hell did you just say, asshole? But then he catches himself, realizing he just did an accidental love confession and backpedals faster than a politician caught on tape. Class starts and Rintaro can't stop overthinking. Earlier that day, he slammed the curtain shut in Waguri's face. Reflex, no malice, but now he's convinced she sees him as a misogynistic ape. He's spiraling hard. A part of him says, maybe it's better if she never sees me again. That part of him is a coward. After class, Usami invites Rintaro to go out. Karaoke time, baby. Since Rintaro ain't got shit to do at his part-time gig, he's in. But plot twist, there's a commotion at the gate. Whole crowd gathered. For a second, they think someone got hit by truck cunt. Nope, it's Waguri standing there, just waiting. Rintaro freezes. Existential crisis incoming. Should he say something? Apologize for the curtain thing? Before he can act, Usami jumps in like a rabid dog on Monster Energy. "Oi, this is our turf, girly. Take your kawaii ass elsewhere before shit gets real." Waguri, calm as ever, just says she's waiting for someone, which only fires Usami up more. Like, bro, why are you mad at her? She didn't ghost you, your right hand did. Rintaro, being the only functioning neuron in the group, steps in to calm him down. And then Usami breaks, like ugly cry breaks. The guy goes full soap opera, weeping because no one waits for him. The tragedy, the injustice. Dude's crying because Waguri is too pretty to be single, and someone must be flexing her like a trophy wife. But this idiot doesn't realize she's waiting for Rintaro.
Suddenly, a gaggle of Kikyo girls show up to rescue Waguri like she's Rapunzel stuck in a prison of dicks and Axe body spray. Drag Waguri away, Usami snaps, "Yo, what the hell's your problem?" And this girl, straight savage, goes, "Don't touch me, you filthy mutt." So the boys walk off, talking shit about how bitchy those girls were. And let's be real, they're not wrong. They're mean enough to be gym teachers. But Rintaro can't stop wondering, was Waguri really there for him? Usami, now back to being emotionally dead inside, asks Rintaro what he thinks. But then he sees his face. Something's off, like serial killer off. Ayato and Saku agree, dude's giving off weird vibes. Rintaro says he's fine, just happy, I think. Lies. This man is dying inside and you know it. Off to karaoke. Usami screams into the mic like it owes him child support. Meanwhile, Rintaro was browsing songs, trying to pick the one that'll mask his emotional collapse with power chords and shaky falsetto. When his song ends, everyone's like, "Yo, you good?" No, he's not. They ask if he wants to talk, open up, cry into a microphone or something. But Rintaro remembers that earlier conversation, all the girl bashing and incel rants, and decides, nah, no way he's telling them about Waguri. So he says, nah, I'm chill, then picks a song and lies through karaoke. So Rintaro drags his ass home with vocal cords shredded like a smoker's lung after screaming masculinity into a karaoke mic for 3 hours. When he gets there, he notices the family bakery is still open, which is weird because it's closing time, and this ain't a damn 7-Eleven. He walks in and boom, Waguri is there, just waiting. She apologizes for the whole high school gang war earlier, says she didn't expect the hate between schools to be that intense. Rintaro, trying to play it cool despite emotional trauma, says, nah, no big deal, it's chill, just teens being dumbasses with uniforms. And then, like a scripted ambush, his mom pops in, arms crossed, ready to verbally slap the testosterone out of her son. She scolds him for not saying he'd be late, then spills the tea that Waguri had been waiting all afternoon like a sad puppy outside Walmart. To ease the tension, she offers leftover cake. Waguri, being classy AF, politely declines. Her stomach, though, full betrayal, lets out a demonic growl that sounds like it's been starved since recess. Everyone laughs, except her. She wants to self-destruct. Rintaro, gentleman mode activated, invites her to sit down and eat anyway. Real smooth, bro. Casanova of carbs. They sit, they munch. She scarfs that cake like she hasn't seen food since the Cold War. Then she asks how his buddy is doing after getting verbally shanked by one of her classmates earlier. Rintaro says he's fine, then casually drops the, "Oh, so were you just hanging around by yourself or waiting for someone?" move. Waguri, not missing a damn beat, hits back, "What do you think, dumbass? I came to see you." Boom. Bomb dropped. He gets flustered, panics, and admits he didn't know how to act earlier. Then stupidly blurts out that he was happy to see her. Immediately regrets it like every drunk text ever sent at 2 a.m. He tries to backpedal. "Hey, let's pretend I didn't say that." Waguri goes full fuck your feelings and says, "Nah, we're not ignoring this, jackass." Silence. The kind that makes even the wallpaper uncomfortable. Rintaro says he thought she wouldn't come back to the store anymore. What with the schools being at war like it's Romeo versus Juliet, Battle of the Virgins. But she actually liked learning he was from here. Then she drops the mic and says she has to go. Rintaro, realizing he's once again fumbled the bag, tries to stop her. But she delivers one final soul punch. "I thought if I met you, I'd understand you better." She walks out, the emotional equivalent of an uppercut to the balls. His mom walks in to check on how the romance arc's going, only to find her son sitting there like a wet napkin. trying to figure out how the hell he fucked up so hard in under 10 minutes. So she drags his sorry ass to the living room for a debrief. After hearing everything, she gives him the holy forehead slap and tells him to go after Waguri. Because as we clearly established last episode, you don't leave a girl like that alone at night unless you're asking for karma to kick your nuts. Rintaro, still confused like a goldfish at a rave, says he didn't get what Waguri meant by getting to know you. So Mom breaks it down like Sesame Street but with more sass. Listen here, you dense loaf of bread. She's trying to connect with you, you idiot. She's saying she wants to actually understand who you are. Meanwhile, you're too busy judging her just because she goes to Boobs and Bows Academy instead of Dick Jail High like you. Then she goes for the final guilt kill. She never treated you different, even when she found out you were part of the penis penitentiary. But you're being a judgy little bitch. You know how that feels. You lived it. And Rintaro, finally realizing the cosmic level of his fuck-up, slaps himself in the face. Because when you screw up as a man, you either cry, drink, or slap yourself dramatically.
Anyway, he gets it now. He knows he blew it. Now it's time to fix it. So next morning, Rintaro wakes up early. Enter Waguri, walking in like a ray of sunshine, armed with unresolved romantic tension and one hell of a resting cute face. Rintaro hits her with the hey, sorry for emotionally uppercutting you yesterday. She's confused at first, like, bruh, what? So he explains, right before you dipped, you made this mega sad face, real down bad energy, and I saw it. Cue Waguri collapsing into a shame burrito. Full body cringe, tears incoming. He asks if her tummy hurts or some shit. Then she admits, yeah, okay, she was upset. Says it was her fault though. Like, she keeps dragging him into this hormonal soap opera. Which she kinda does, but hey, we're not pointing fingers here. We're pointing feelings. But Rintaro flips the script, says screw that. He's the one who should apologize. And for once, the emotionally paralyzed anime protagonist rose a spine. Says that yeah, some girls from her school can be assholes, certified suck a lemon and call me queen types. But when one of his own idiot friends badmouth Waguri, oh no baby, he saw red. Like about to punch a dude in the lunch line red. So what did he do? He ran. He admits he tried to protect her by ghosting her like a bitch, but now he's here, hat in hand, swallowing his pride like it's a throat lozenge. Says he doesn't want to judge her based on which institution of teenage trauma she attends. She's not one of them. She's her. And Waguri? Girl lights up like a damn sparkler, accepts the apology with a smile so wholesome it could fix generational trauma. She's like, all right then, let's do this properly, and proceeds to reintroduce herself like they're Pokemon trainers about to fight for love. And since it's so early that not even school trauma has clocked in yet, they get a moment. No crowds, no bitchy girls, no hormonal friends screaming about incel justice. They go into their separate classrooms, but keep the window open, like total dorks. So now we've got Waguri bouncing around like she just won the lottery, waving at him like a sugar-addicted squirrel. And Rintaro, he tries to play it cool, except inside, he's combusting. This man is falling hard, and he's doing it like every manly man does, quietly, awkwardly, while a girl is being loud and happy for both of them. Mei shows up with her sweaty little heat wave, and Rintaro and Usami are melting like cheap plastic toys on a dashboard. So they sneak into the teacher's lounge just to turn on the AC. Classes are so damn boring. But Usami remembers the upcoming sports tournament and gets hyped, until the teacher drops a nuke. You little shits aren't going if you fail the exam. Remedial hell awaits. Usami flips out like a toddler. We haven't even taken the damn test yet. But the teacher sweetens the deal. Win the tournament and I'll buy ice cream. And just like that, Usami finds his life purpose. Forget grades, there's ice cream. Next thing you know, he's walking into the classroom shaking like a chihuahua in a thunderstorm. He knows that exam's gonna ream him raw. He begs Saku for help, but Saku tells him to go fuck himself. Because, let's be honest, Usami's dumber than a sack of door handles. Rentaru's also panicking, but like a seasoned loser, he hides it well. Their only hope is Saku, but Usami, proud and stupid, says they can study alone. Later, Rentaro gets a text from his sweet old mama, discount at the bakery, invite Waguri. But he's broke and figures Waguri, the private school princess, can probably pay. He texts her, but she replies, busy all month. Rentaru's heart cracks in half like a cheap iPhone screen. So they go to study in a library with functioning AC, luxury for poor kids. Rentaro tells Usami to ditch the pride and beg Saku. Usami gives in. While waiting, he spots a couple girls and gives up his table like a chivalrous simp. Then he hears a familiar voice. Surprise, bitch, it's Waguri, tutoring her friend like a Harvard-bound anime character. Now he gets why she was busy. She actually studies, and not just bullshit TikTok notes. She even doodles to relax. And the worst part, it actually works. This chick's #1 at her school, top of the elite. Meanwhile, Rentaro can barely spell GPA. He slumps onto a bench like some homeless philosopher. She's top tier, he's public school trash. But then Waguri pops up and says she saw him in the corner of her eye. They talk. She explains she's on a scholarship and busts her ass to not disappoint her dad. Rentaro gets emotionally curb-stomped and asks her to teach him how to study. Waguri agrees and even offers to buy him lunch. Queen shit. But then her judgy little friend shows up and tells him to back the fuck off. And just when you think it can't get worse, Rentaru's buddies crash the scene, sniffing danger like bloodhounds in a Tarantino film. Usami opens his mouth, of course. Yo, bitch, what's your beef with my boy? Things heat up. Usami recognizes Waguri. You're the chick who caused the shitstorm last episode. Rentaro and this silver-haired chick, Suburu, try to hold him back, even though the guy literally did nothing. Suburu throws shade at Waguri, saying she shouldn't hang out with these fucking apes. Then Saku says Suburu's hair makes her look like a rebel and wonders why her snobby school even lets her walk around like that. Boom, trauma unlocked. Rentaro tries to pour water on the dumpster fire, saying Waguri only came to apologize and there's no romance bullshit going on. Usami backs him up, shockingly, and even apologizes too.
Waguri says she really wanted to say sorry for the chaos earlier. Suburu tries to shut her up, but Waguri drops the mic. She saw with her own damn eyes that these guys aren't bad people. Suburu ain't buying it. She walks off like someone just pissed in her latte. And Saku doesn't say sorry. He just shrugs like, yeah, my bad for letting y'all walk all over me. That's on me. Suburu, queen of passive-aggressive judgment, hits Waguri with the moral hammer. Don't hang out with these dick brains. They're dumb, horny, and allergic to good decisions. And just when you think she's about to go full nun mode, but like, what do you think of Rentaro though? Waguri, bless her heart, says he's nice. Actually nice. And the other dudes? Not that bad either. Suburu freezes like her brain just blue screened. Existential crisis loading. Later that night, Rentaro's trying to study. But let's be real, his neurons are dry humping each other trying to form a single thought that isn't Waguri. Then, boom, plot twist. She calls. She apologizes for her buzzpill friend. Rentaro, being a loyal idiot, says it's cool. Usami's dumb too, but hey, he's got a good heart. Probably. Somewhere. Then she hits him with a thank you for lying to protect her dignity, and even tells him he looked cool doing it. And just like that, Rentaro's blood pressure breaks the damn ceiling. No one's ever told him anything that nice, especially not the hottest girl in school who doesn't look like she smells like hot Cheetos and regret. So of course, this poor bastard, high on hope and hormones, asks her why she talks so formally with him. And just when he's floating up to simp heaven, she slaps him down to earth like gravity owes her rent. I'm just a customer at your bakery. Boom. Instant death. But hey, they still agree to meet up Saturday, so not all hope is lost. He tells her not to be so damn formal next time. She agrees, and boom, dude starts melting. Literally, like he's made of emotional butter. Waguri, on the other side of the line, wonders if he noticed she was grinning like an idiot the whole time. Spoiler alert, he probably did, but he's too dead inside to process it. Meanwhile, cut to Suburu, alone, moody, staring at an old photo of her and Waguri.
So the big day's here. Rentaro was about to go see Waguri to study, and this guy's so nervous he's practically shitting bricks wrapped in algebra.
He shows up at the station hella punctual, like 5 minutes early, and bam, Waguri's already there, waiting. They say hi, but this girl's still talking all formal like they're in a samurai movie. Anyway, they head off to a cafe because Her Royal Highness eats like a trucker on cheat day. And Rentaru, he's drooling more than a Labrador at a BBQ, fully hypnotized by her carb-loading happiness. Now comes math time, and Rentaru's about as ready for it as a toddler in a knife fight. This man's brain cell count drops to single digits the moment Waguri leans in close to explain derivatives or whatever. She's talking numbers, and his hormones are solving a whole other equation, like X equals, oh gosh, she smells nice. She asks him why the sudden obsession with not flunking, and he, poor bastard, admits that if he fails math, he can't go to the tournament with the boys. It's tragic, embarrassing, almost romantic in a loser kind of way. But Waguri, she finds it cute. And then she drops the emotional nuke. I want to see you at the tournament. Boom. This man practically inhales his coffee through the wrong pipe. Waguri starts talking about her friends. She's got this tight bond with Subaru. Yeah, the same Subaru who's like 3 bad days away from stabbing someone in a convenience store. But hey, they've been homies since they were kids. Waguri also mentions how she's got trust issues with guys. That's why Rentaru not being a judgmental prick got him bonus points. After the heartfelt confessions, they try to study again. Right before parting ways, Waguri hands him a notebook full of her own notes, like handwritten notes. That's basically a love letter for nerds. Rentaru, feeling like he just sucked up half her day, says thanks, but she insists. She wants to see him win. Unless you fail, in which case you're just a dumbass who wasted the one notebook with literal girl power in it. He heads out when someone yanks his backpack. Rentaru goes full I'm gonna beat this dude's ass mode until he turns and sees Subaru staring at him like he just keyed her car. Rentaro freezes. Subaru's still intense, still terrifying, but hey, she apologizes for being a psycho last time. Progress? Not really, because then she drops the mother of all ultimatums. I don't want you seeing Waguri again. I don't give a flying fuck if that ends the damn anime. And just like that, the fourth wall crumbles. See, Waguri's got a scholarship at some posh all-girls Hogwarts, and if a teacher catches her hanging out with a low-tier bakery boy like Rentaro, she could get yeeted out of that place. Nepotism's a bitch, folks. Cue some poor kid in the cafe tripping over a chair like a budget sitcom extra. But then he sees Subaru and, instead of crying, tells her hair is cool. Sweet, right? Not for her. Kid just opened Pandora's trauma box, because back in the day, Subaru got roasted for her silver green hair. Waguri was the only one who stood up for her. That's why they're tight. So Subaru's pissed. She's real pissed. She saw Waguri crawl her way up to that elite-ass school, and now she's risking it all for some cafe waiter with zero prospects and probably sticky fingers. She doesn't just ask Rentaro to back off, she begs, full-on dramatic plea, and Rentaro, dumbass that he is, says nope. No way, not happening. She knew it. She saw them all flirty and close and googly-eyed. She ain't dumb. But she doesn't fight it either, just lets him go. Our man walks away, brain-fried, heart confused. On the train, he helps 2 girls sit down, because he's polite like that. Turns out he'd helped them before at the library, but they never thanked him. Now they do. He's still got that I might stab someone aura, but they see the softy underneath. He thinks to himself, I don't want to drag Waguri into some school scandal, but I also ain't letting her go. She's literally the only girl who's talked to me without calling the cops. Then, miracle of miracles, he passes his exam. Barely. Same with Usami, his other dumbass friend. And all thanks to Saku, who's probably expecting a medal, a parade, and someone to write "Thank you, Daddy Saku" in the clouds. Rentaro, happier than a puppy on adoption day, wants to text Waguri, but then he remembers Subaru's warning. Cue the mood crash. And just to make things worse, his friend drops the notebook she gave him. Aha! We got ourselves a traitor, they scream, because hanging out with girls from the enemy school is a damn war crime here. The classroom's so tense, you could cut the air with a butter knife, or just stab someone and skip the metaphor. Rentaro spots Waguri's notebook, but before he can open his mouth, Saku jumps in swinging, accusing him of being a lying, backstabbing piece of shit for defending some chicks from the rival Kikyo school. Our boy just looks down like a dog who knows he peed on the carpet but doesn't want to admit it. His friends start badgering him. "Who you seeing, huh? Spill it." "I don't want to say. Sorry." The teacher's done with this soap opera, so he sends them to clean up the little party they threw 5 minutes ago. Back home, Rentaro dives headfirst into melodrama mode, then texts his short-stacked crush to thank her for helping on the exam. She's instantly over the moon, already mentally naming their future kids. Meanwhile, he's replaying Subaru's warnings in his head like they're gospel and seriously considering ghosting her forever. Days go by, and Rentaro and Saku are still locked in a pride standoff, two stubborn bricks glaring at each other. Usami tries to play peacemaker by inviting them to train together, fails miserably. Saku finally admits the thing that pisses him off isn't the rival school girlfriend, it's that Rentaro doesn't trust them. He remembers how Rentaro helped him fit in at Chidori and just wants to be there if his dumbass friend gets in trouble. Usami backs him up. Rentaro does good shit without even realizing it. He's special, but also about as emotionally sharp as a Nerf ball. They agree to just wait for him to open his mouth on his own. Saku calms down, and the three of them go grab food to kill the tension, and do manly bonding activities like skipping rocks or seeing who can pee the farthest. Meanwhile, Rentaru's at home scraping frosting off cakes with his mom, who's got her mom radar pinging hard. He plays dumb, but she pushes, even asks if he failed another test. He swears he didn't flunk this time and actually studied to save his balls from academic execution. She laughs like it's a joke, then freezes when she realizes he's dead serious and actually messed up over something. And right on cue, Waguri walks in. Our brave hero immediately ducks behind the counter like a guilty raccoon. But Mom's the boss here. She grabs him by the arm and tosses him up front to face her. Because nothing says man up like your mom yeeting you straight into your crush's line of sight. Waguri suddenly does this weird-ass move, just whips out her palms like she's about to perform some budget street magic. Rentaro's brain immediately goes, "The fuck is this, a cult thing?" She says, "High five, one for passing my exams and one for the sports festival." He high fives her, but with the enthusiasm of a guy being forced to kiss his grandma on the lips. She notices he's looking like a kicked puppy, but before she bails with her cake, she hits him with some ancient wisdom. If you're sad, stuff your damn face. According to her, every good day starts with a massive breakfast, and if you can pull it off, eat in the morning, noon, night, and at 3 a.m. while naked in front of the fridge, because apparently snacks give you energy. She realizes she's been rambling, but Rentaro lets out this laugh so genuine it's like his soul farted. He can't even remember the last time he laughed like that. They lock eyes for a couple seconds, that sappy, I kinda wanna fuck you but also respect you stare, and then she leaves. For a moment, he forgets his problems. Then reality sucker punches him again. He respects the hell out of Waguri, but it's not enough. He stares at his chat window, wants to text her, but ends up curling into a sad little human dumpling. Meanwhile, Waguri's thinking, damn, bumping into him was nice. But let's be real, she basically camps out at that cafe hoping to accidentally run into him. And yeah, she thought he looked delicious today. I mean handsome, sure, handsome. She's now decided her new life mission, besides breathing and occasionally paying taxes, is to make Rentaro laugh every chance she gets. But she knows something's bothering him and considers texting, only for a message to pop up on her screen that hits her so hard her jaw almost unhinges like a snake. Cut to Rentaro's home. His mom's gone full Thanksgiving dinner for one mode because, for the first time in his sorry academic career, her son didn't fail an exam. He says it's not a big deal, but she's like, bitch, you used to fail like it was your hobby, and now you actually tried? I don't know why, but keep doing it. She has no idea what's motivating him, but trusts he'll do the right thing. Meanwhile, in anime land, Subaru's at the park waiting for Waguri and notices she's dressed up like she's going to seduce a bank manager. Subaru asks if she came from somewhere, and Waguri reminds her this is where they first met. Waguri then wonders why Subaru called her out instead of just talking tomorrow at school. Subaru can't hold it in anymore and blurts out she's gotta tell Waguri something important. And that something is, the other day she was alone with a man. Yes, a man, specifically Rintaro. So it kicks off with a flashback, little Subaru bawling her lungs out in the park cause Waguri thought it'd be genius to hang upside down from the monkey bars and, shocker, ate shit. Subaru's crying like she broke her own skull, but no matter how many times Waguri faceplants, Subaru worships her like she's Beyonce with a concussion. Fast forward to now, Subaru drops the bomb that she saw Rentaro being all sticky with Waguri at some cafe and even told him to back the fuck off. Waguri doesn't give a single shit. Thought Subaru was about to drop a cancer diagnosis or something. She even thanks her like, "Oh, you tried, sweetie." Meanwhile, Subaru's guilt's eating her alive, so she drags Waguri to the park at night, hoping to finally get called the snake she knows she is. But Waguri, this goddamn angel with a death wish, flips it around and apologizes to her. Starts climbing kiddie slides like nothing happened, reminding Subaru she's always been the rock, not the parasite. And yeah, Waguri legit promises to shut her up if she keeps the "I'm trash" speech. True friend shit. Then Subaru goes nuclear and spills everything she told Rintaro, including that Waguri's a scholarship kid. Bonus round, asks her straight up, "You into him?" Waguri, without hesitation, "Hell yeah, that blonde delinquent dickhead with the messy hair and piercing keeps me up at night." Subaru admits Rentaro flat out refused to ghost her, which basically sends Waguri's ovaries into orbit. Cut to later, Waguri freezes mid-walk. Message from Rentaro. Guy legit spent an hour sweating bullets just to type it. Why? Not to confess love, not to ask her out, nah. This genius wants Subaru's number so he can fix the awkward vibe after their last shitty talk. Nothing screams romance like asking your crush for her bestie's digits. Smooth move, champ. So Waguri, instead of just texting back like a normal human, straight up calls the dude. Rentaro tries to explain his whole "I need to talk to Subaru" situation, but Waguri, zero fear in her system, just goes, "She's right here with me. You want to talk to her or what, dumbass?" Man's caught lacking for the second time today. Subaru takes the phone like, "Yeah, sure, let's talk after class." So later, face to face, Rentaro hits her with the, "I don't want to dump Waguri, but I also don't want to ruin her life for hanging out with a quote-unquote delinquent like me. Basically, I love her, but the school's gonna expel her ass if she keeps holding my hand." Subaru laughs in his face, but admits he's kinda classy. Dude didn't even rat her out to Waguri about the cafeteria shit. Imagine being the bad boy and somehow still the most polite guy in the room. Rentaro confesses that at first, Subaru's bitch face scared the shit out of him, but he respects how much she cares about Waguri, so he asks her to chill the fuck out and let them date. And Subaru? Shook. This isn't the douchebag everyone thinks he is. Dude's actually solid. She even drops the bomb. "Yeah, I already told Waguri everything." Rentaru's face? Pure bitch. "You did what?" She suggests he and Waguri just meet outside school to dodge roamers. But right then, bam, kid nails him with a soccer ball. And guess what? It's the same clumsy bastard who face-planted at the cafe. Kid asks if they're dating. Rentaru's like, "Bro, we're not even friends." But the little goblin doesn't buy it. And Subaru, out of nowhere, says, "We're not friends, but maybe one day," which fries Rentaru's brain. Like, this is the same girl who hates his whole damn school, and now she's considering friendship? Yeah, something's definitely rewiring in her head, thanks to Waguri and this wannabe thug with a heart of gold. After the last shit show, our boy is lying on his bed doom-scrolling the chat of his old little friend group, except nobody gives a single fuck about him anymore. Dude got ghosted harder than your uncle after the custody trial. Ever since Waguri's little love note got found in his notebook, everyone treats him like he died of AIDS in '92. The one most traumatized is Saku, still lighting candles like he's grieving a saint instead of a horny high schooler. Meanwhile, Waguri hits up Rintaro to check if he patched things up with Subaru. Turns out, yeah, everything's chill. He even apologizes for leaking their secret friendship like a dumbass. Next day at baseball practice, Usani drops the line of the year. They broke Rintaro. And honestly, man's so distracted he can't even hit the ball. The ball hits him. If he's a clown in class, in sports, he's a walking meme compilation. So of course, Usami and the two other idiots decide to tell him, thinking they're some kind of FBI agents. Spoiler, their stealth level is 0. But Rintaro's so out of it, he doesn't notice jack shit. They finally spot him meeting up with the Kikyo girls at a park, and this mad lad even drags them to a cafe. Rintaro apologizes for showing up again. Waguri's all sweet about it, even though if a teacher catches her, she's expelled faster than a priest in a strip club. Subaru, less patient, demands the reason he called them both. So Rintaro confesses that people always judged them by his looks, so he isolated himself until he found friends who didn't treat him like a freak, just like Waguri and Subaru protecting each other. Says he knows they're the ones in danger, but he's sick of hiding their friendship, and here's the twist. Waguri actually supports him, risking expulsion. Subaru, seeing he grew a pair, decides to trust him too, and his bunch of useless hobo friends. Meanwhile, his dumbass pals hear the whole speech, and their assholes clench shut when he defends them with actual balls for once. After that, Subaru takes the chance to ask him to introduce her to his loser squad next time, since she wants to apologize for calling them filthy bums, jobless degenerates, useless parasites of society. Which, let's be real, wasn't exactly inaccurate, but okay, progress. And then, plot twist. Some assholes show up looking for trouble. The blind ringleader is pissed because apparently Rintaro wrecked his little brother. Our boy doesn't even remember these clowns until Waguri reminds him these were the same dipshits from episode 1. And of course, after getting their asses handed to them back then, they went crying to Big Bro, and now they're back for revenge.
Rintaro tries to walk away, but surprise, the blonde assholes accuse him of being some thug just because he's got a resting felon face. One of them even grabs Subaru's hair and asks if it's natural. Right when Rintaro's about to rearrange his jaw, Usami jumps in, followed by Saku and Yorita, who literally appear out of nowhere like NPCs triggered by cutscene dialogue. Even Rintaro's looking around like, where the hell did you clowns come from? Script magic, baby. Saku tells him to scram with the girls, they'll handle these budget henchmen. Rintaro promises he'll explain the whole Kikyo girls mess later. Meanwhile, Saku steps up to the blonde prick, but first, he calls out the cowards hiding in the back. And get this, they actually confess they're the ones who clocked Rintaro in the head earlier. Yorita, the quiet dude, drops his backpack like Rock Lee about to go full tuning exams. Rintaro leaves worried, but deep down he knows his friends are monsters in the best way possible. Sure enough, later Yorita calls him, all casual, like, yeah bro, it's handled, don't sweat it, we'll dump the bodies later. Nah, just kidding, we only gave them a proper ass kicking and told them to never show their faces again. Next day, sports festival. Rintaro still proving he's the human equivalent of a broken Wii controller when it comes to baseball. His teammates roast him for not even trying, but the guy's distracted, still hasn't fully patched things up with his bros. So he goes to splash some water on his head, and boom, his boys show up again like nothing happened. Because men don't need therapy, they need one good street fight and maybe a beer afterward. Then Usami slips up and admits they'd been tailing him like creeps. To cover his own ass, he drags Yorita away and leaves Saku and Rintaro alone to settle their drama. Saku actually apologizes for spying and for blowing up over Waguri's little note they found. Rintaro finally opens up, tells him he trusts him and the others, and hearing him defend him yesterday made him realize how much they actually care. Cue the manly tear scene, which of course he'll deny later, like every guy who claims, nah bro, it was allergies. Back to the game. Teams losing. Final play, they need a home run, and of course, it's Rintaro's turn, baseball's answer to a toddler with a piñata stick. But with the power of friendship, anime logic, and blatant script armor, he smacks the ball and wins the game. Everyone piles on him in a big man hug, and they snap a picture of the moment, the kind of cheesy-ass photo that'll stick around for years. After the game, everything went straight to shit thanks to Usami, who couldn't throw a damn ball to save his life and dragged the whole team down into the pit of shame. Yeah, they're eating ice cream afterwards, but it ain't the same when it's not free. So now, they're just losers with lactose.
Then Rintaro gets some mystery text, and next thing you know, they're at the sketchy-ass Let's Talk table with Waguri and Subaru. Waguri, sweet as hell as usual, tries to talk with Usami, while the guys are like, bro, why the fuck are we out here, this far from school? Turns out, both girls just wanted to say thanks for saving their asses from a bunch of wannabe gangsters. Their reward? Chips and cookies. Wow, thanks, queen. Truly priceless treasures from the local 7-Eleven. Subaru throws in an apology for some shit she said a month ago. Useless though, because Usami doesn't even remember. Everyone stares like, bro, how the fuck do you not remember beef? Then Saku confesses he treated Subaru like trash too. Character growth, baby. Waguri basically forces Subaru to offer up her sacred expensive bread, and the guys drool like they've never seen carbs before. Subaru's hesitant because it's bread from their rival school. Usami cuts in, bread is bread. Who cares if it's rival bread? They chow down, and Subaru finally questions why she even hated these dudes to begin with. Later, when the sausage fest disperses, Rintaro tries to give Waguri something in return, but bro's a socially awkward virgin with negative riz, so he just asks what she wants. She hits him with, go out with me. My boy blue screens. Fast forward to the not a date date, Waguri tells him she's been waiting for this, and his heart goes boom, boom, boom like a cheap reggaeton beat. They hit the aquarium, she's loving the fish, he's reminiscing about the one time he went as a kid and ignored everything except sharks. The main event is the dolphin show. Waguri's hyped as fuck but worried about time. Rintaro tells her to chill, they'll do whatever, because he's just happy to see her smile. Cute, right? They wander around, do cute shit, stop to eat, and he actually thanks her sincerely. So the convo's flowing fine until Rintaro suddenly bounces with the classic excuse, gotta go water the tree, aka take a piss. Waguri's left swiping through their cute-ass photos while my boy's in the bathroom realizing, oh shit, this girl's gorgeous. That smile? Man's already down bad. And he finally admits to himself, yep, this ain't hanging out, this is a goddamn date. But just as Rintaro starts fantasizing about building a whole sim save file with Waguri, boom, plot twist. She's hugging some random lost kid. Dude's like, what the actual fuck? I was gone 2 minutes and you adopted a child? But Waguri explains, nah, the gremlin was crying and priorities come before dolphins. Kid's name? Mika-chan. Cute, but she's terrified of Rintaro's resting serial killer face. He crouches down like, hey, look, I'm not gonna eat you, and wins her trust. Waguri bounces to look for the parents and leaves him babysitting. The vibe is awkward as hell. Mika starts apologizing like she ruined their date. Rintaro panics. This isn't a date. Bro, if you have to say it, it's a date. Kid doesn't buy it anyway and says it'd be awesome if it was a date. And then, kid's 5 but already dropping wisdom bombs, she wants her own date with a boy from kindergarten because his smile makes her happy. Yeah, preschooler out here spitting Hallmark lines while Rintaro has an existential crisis, realizing Waguri's smile does the same thing to him. Waguri comes back like a hero with the parents, they thank them, blah blah. Before leaving, Mika smirks and tells Rintaro they look amazing as a couple. Man's face turns redder than raw steak. Meanwhile, Waguri's just glowing, and dolphin showtime? Gone. But Rintaro salvages it, convinces her to hit the night show instead. And guess what? It's even better. Moonlight, dolphins leaping, romance points stacking. Waguri thanks him like it's the greatest thing she's ever gotten, says just the invite was enough to make her happy. And when she smiles, boom, Rintaro's heart goes full drum solo again, like bada boom, you're fucked, bro. He finally gets it. Mika was right. That smile is his happy drug. Man's addicted, no rehab possible. Days go by and boom, rainy season hits. And Rintaro? My boy's walking around with the kind of face that screams pure misery. His classmates are like, why the hell does he look like that? But his friends don't ask. They're like, he'll spill eventually. And the truth? Rintaro just can't get Waguri out of his head. Every time she pops into his brain, his nervous system could blow up any second. So his buddies decide, let's crash at Rentaro's place this Saturday. And he panics, cause you know the guy lives above a damn bakery. And these girls, they're always talking smack about his house like it's some busted up crack den. But he caves, cause losing friends is worse than dealing with teenage humiliation. Surprise, surprise, when the squad finds out he lives in a bakery, they lose their shit. Everyone's hyped like they just won free Chick-fil-A for a year. Rintaro, meanwhile, is dying inside. Then, boom, his mom pops out like a secret NPC and welcomes them. She's glowing, happy her awkward-ass son finally brought some actual friends home. For once, he's not the lonely kid on the playground eating glue. Everyone snoops around, finding embarrassing childhood photos. Rintaro sweating bullets like he's on trial. And then, Waguri and Subaru show up, out of nowhere. Dude didn't see this plot twist coming. Subaru's freaking out because it's her first time hanging around guys at someone's house, and she looks like she's about to shit bricks. Mom swoops in, "Relax, honey, they're all friends." Meanwhile, Rintaro is losing his shit every time Waguri so much as breathes in his direction. Dinner prep time. Waguri whispers to her friend, "Do I look weird in this dress?" Girl, trust me, the only weird thing is the way Rintaro stares at you like he's discovering cleavage for the first time. They sit down, mom's food's killing it, everyone's vibing. Then Usami, the class clown, goes, "Hey Rintaro, wouldn't you bleach your hair and get earrings?" Bro really asked the questions nobody gives a fuck about. Rintaro shrugs, says he did it back in middle school, but admits the reason's stupid. But Waguri's curious too, so he has to spill. And here's where it gets kinda real. He says he always wanted to be blonde, to wear earrings. Back in elementary, he had 0 friends. School was dog shit, life sucked. Then one day, his parents take him to this famous pastry shop. There's this baker, happy as hell making cakes, smiling like he's on meth but in a wholesome way. Rintaro thought, damn, I want to be that happy someday. So he dyed his hair, got the earrings, hoping he'd feel that same joy. That same afternoon, Rintaro drops the bomb on his family. "I want to go blonde and wear earrings." Normally, that's the type of shit that gets you roasted at Thanksgiving forever. But his family? They're chill as hell about it. Kid expected a lecture, maybe a sandal to the head, but instead, they just nodded and supported him. That hit him right in the feelings, bro. Of course, outside the house, people still treated him like crap. Blonde hair, earrings, he isolated himself even more. Then Usami, bless his dumb little heart, actually says something nice for once. He admits everyone misjudged Rintaro, that the guy's actually a solid dude, and if they'd met as kids, he would have been his friend. Waguri chimes in, agreeing. She's genuinely glad she became friends with him, calls him kind, all that good stuff. Rentaro's mom hears all of this. She hears all the praise and boom, waterworks. Flashback time. We see her putting on an earring, dyeing her own hair blonde. Why? Just to match her son, so he wouldn't feel like the odd one out. That's some next level mom shit, bro. Forget soccer practice rides, she dyed her hair for this kid. And now she's crying happy tears because people finally see her son the way she always wanted them to. She brings out pastries for everyone like the MVP she is. Then she tries to dip to give her kid space with his friends. But Rintaro stops her and actually thanks her. Thanks her for everything she did for him that day. And that right there, that's when she cries even harder. And for once, no jokes here, that moment's sweet as hell. After that, they bust out the video games. Turns out Waguri's a goddamn beast at gaming. The group starts talking summer plans. Rintaro suggests fireworks. Then Subaru reminds them about the brutal exams coming up. Everybody instantly depressed, mood ruined. So Waguri saves the day again, suggesting they form a study group. That way they can crush the exams together and still have their summer. The squad decides to hit up a restaurant, and the official excuse is studying for exams, but our dumbass Usami knocks out cold before even pulling out a notebook. Waguri bribes his lazy ass with the promise of desserts that look like they were baked in heaven's kitchen. And just like that, Usami powers up like somebody shoved a charger straight up his ass. Usami also loses his shit staring at the girl's giant ass workbooks. Like, these things look like full-on Bibles, while the guy's pathetic excuse of 10 wrinkled sheets makes them look like dropouts from Dollar Tree University. Meanwhile, Rintaro tries to study, but the dude's too busy drooling over Waguri's face. Subaru gets stuck on some impossible exercise. Usami tries to help, but whatever comes out of his mouth sounds like demonic Latin, not math. Then, out of nowhere, Saku just casually solves it like he's been hiding a math degree under his dick this whole time. Everyone's shook like, bro, are you a genius or just bored? Exam results drop, and shockingly, nobody fails. Before peacing out, the teacher gets all sentimental, telling them to enjoy student life because it's shorter than a quickie in a bathroom stall. Inspiring, I guess. The gang starts arguing karaoke versus video games versus whatever, then dump the decision on the protagonist, who suggests bowling. Man looks around and realizes, holy shit, the class is actually closer now, and he low-key owes that to Waguri.
Cue drama. The Kikyo girls show up. Usami tries yelling at them like a horny seal, but everyone shuts him up, cause if the girls get caught hanging with them, it's social suicide. Protag, of course, is busy eye-fucking Waguri until Usami calls him out. Yo, you dating her or what? Protag panics harder than a virgin caught with hentai in his search history, denies everything, but is obvious as hell. Usami drops the classic, "We got your back, bro," which makes Protag spiral even more, wondering if Waguri herself is already caught on. Bowling time. Saku plays like he's got a sponsorship deal, while Protag throws balls like he's chucking bricks at pigeons. Guy sucks so hard, he takes a water break, which is just code for cry alone in the corner. He starts overthinking about Waguri, because dude doesn't even know what the fuck having a girlfriend means. He keeps telling himself friendship is enough, but nah, my guy is lying harder than a politician. Yorita slaps him on the back like, stop crying about rumors, bro. Nobody here even knows what dating means. Which is true, they're basically a classroom of confused virgins. Still, Yorita points out that Rentaru's gotten more open since spilling about his past, and he's rooting for him. But Yorita quickly flips the vibe because all he cares about now is winning that free lunch bet at bowling. He even suggests teaming up to stomp Usami's ass as payback for teasing him about Waguri. Rentaru? Down for it like it's Christmas morning.
At the end of the day, Protag actually feels like he had fun with his bros. He even imagines spending summer with Waguri before instantly shaking it off like, hell no, don't get hopeful. He wants to thank her for helping the group study, but feels awkward since she helped everyone, not just him. Then boom, Subaru texts him. She spills the tea. Waguri's birthday is on the 22nd. Apparently, Waguri would never admit it herself, so Subaru just tossed him the ball. Like, here, plan something special. The next day in class, Rentaru's losing his damn mind because he has no clue what the hell to get Waguri for her birthday. Bruh, this dude's never talked to a girl in his life. Man's got the charisma of a wet sponge. Only thing he knows, Waguri likes cake. That's it. That's his whole damn database on women. So he goes home, asks his mom about some famous bakery. And mom, she blows a gasket because hello, their family literally owns a bakery. Imagine asking McDonald's if they know any good burger joints. He tries to explain, nah mom, Waguri already buys cakes here, so I thought maybe I switch it up. Enter dad, the actual pastry god of the family. Turns out all those desserts his friends were drooling over last week? Yeah, dad made those. Pops asks him, so what kind of cake you want to make? But it ain't just about flavors, bruh. He's basically asking, what emotion you trying to bake into the sugar bomb? Rentaru says Waguri's always supported him, always looked him in the eye without flinching like he's not some awkward disaster, and he wants her to smile. Damn, cute. Even my cynical ass felt that. So dad's like, cool. 2 weeks, we're training your sorry ass until you can bake feelings into frosting. He starts teaching him every trick in the book, but Rentaru's so dead tired he can barely stay awake in class. Meanwhile, over at the all-girls school, Waguri is surrounded by fangirls who all want to celebrate Waguri's birthday together. But Subaru, being sneaky as hell, tells them, yeah, let's do it on the 23rd, not the 22nd. I'm busy that day, which is pure bullshit because really she's just setting the stage for Rentaru to shoot his shot. What a wing woman. That afternoon, Rentaru drags his half-dead body back home and suddenly gets a text from Subaru. Party's on the 22nd. He panics, grabs his phone, and texts Waguri asking her out that day, promising a special gift. And bruh, Waguri instantly goes into girl brain meltdown. She's like, holy shit, is he gonna kiss me? Then immediately slaps herself like, nah, don't be delusional. She's also wondering how the hell he even knew her birthday, so she calls Subaru, half expecting to scold her for snitching, half dying inside because she's secretly happy. Subaru just laughs it off like, trust me, it's for the best. Now Waguri's stuck waiting, counting the hours until she sees a cupcake.
Back with Rentaro, my guy's been grinding day and night. Like, remember in Jujutsu Kaisen when a dude binge watches movies to train? Yeah, this dumbass is out here shadowboxing with a blender until he finally pulls it off. And when he does, he's happier than a fat kid at Krispy Kreme. Gotta give credit to Dad though. Pastry Gandalf really carried his sorry ass through this quest. But now comes the boss fight. Rentaro sweating bullets thinking maybe a cake isn't the ultimate gift after all. Like, imagine spending weeks beating the shit out of dough just to show up empty-brained on game day. Bro's not mentally ready to face her, so he's literally breathing like a yoga instructor trying not to shit himself.
Anyway, he mans up, wishes Waguri happy birthday, and hands her the gift. She's dying to open it, but he's like, nah, wait till you're home. And Waguri? Girl's practically vibrating when he tells her it's a cake. She drags him off to her favorite childhood park, a place stuffed with all her little kid memories. And now, she wants this day to join the scrapbook. Cute, right? So they sit down, she opens the box, and bam! Cake so pretty you think God himself piped the frosting. Then Rentaro drops the bomb. He made it himself, with his own awkward virgin hands. He tells her he didn't want to just give her some random cake she's already eaten from the family bakery. He wanted something just for her. And bro, that shit hits. Waguri's actually moved, like legit touched. She even asks if she can call him that night. Rentaro, dumb as usual, doesn't get why. She explains she's about to eat the cake he poured his heart into, and she wants him on her mind while she does it. Then she heads home, leaving him relieved as hell that he managed to make her smile. But Waguri can't wait. She slices that cake, takes a bite, and suddenly every word he said in the park comes flooding back. Gratitude, feelings. She's tasting his damn emotions in sponge and cream. Later that night, she calls, and bro, she's glowing. Says the cake was straight up exquisite, and when she ate it, she felt her heart warm up like a microwave burrito. Her family even attacked the cake like a pack of starving raccoons and left her a sad little piece. Rentaro tells her not to worry. Next time, he'll make an even better one, just for her. Call ends. Rentaro runs downstairs like a golden retriever to tell his dad the good news. He's all, thanks for teaching me your pastry hacks, old man. I want to help out in the bakery over break so I can level up faster. Mom just smiles, watching her son finally radiate warmth instead of terminal awkwardness. She hopes it'll be the start of a great summer. So the crew kicks off their vacation hitting the beach, and right away Subaru's got that face like she just remembers she left the stove on at home. Everyone else is hyped over some sketchy-ass sandwiches sold near the boardwalk like they're gourmet. But whatever. Waguri clocks Subaru's weird vibe, and even Saku notices while they're trudging toward the waves. They all start messing around by the shore, throwing water, yelling like idiots, and Subaru, she's parked in spectator mode. She's happy watching them, sure, but every time someone talks to her, she spirals into that whole maybe I'm the killjoy routine. Waguri slides over, ready to play therapist with a tan, telling her to spill whatever's eating her alive. Subaru finally grows a spine and lays it out. She was dying to spend this day with everyone, but yeah, she's suffocating in anxiety. The catch? She can't deal with guys. Not in a ew, men are icky way. Well, kinda. But these dudes somehow cracked her armor and made her realize not every dude is a walking dumpster fire. Still, it's not like you flip that switch overnight. Then she looks at Rentaro and drops the wholesome bomb. She really does want to be his friend like she promised. Q Saku tells her he doesn't waste time hanging out or studying with people he doesn't like. So yeah, translation, you're in, Subaru. The guys back him up and thank her for opening up instead of bottling that shit. And just when things are getting all touchy-feely, Waguri decides slapstick is the cure and shoves Subaru toward the surf. Everyone panics, but instead of being pissed, she straight up cries because holy hell, she's finally got friends who give a damn about her. They all sit and watch the sunset together, and yeah, it's disgustingly beautiful. Even I can't roast that one. Night creeps in, and it's firework time. Subaru, though, is off to the side with a stomach growling louder than the ocean. Saku notices, whips out some donuts like he's been waiting all day to play snack hero. She thanks him, and he just shrugs like, cool, now hurry up and join us when you're done stuffing your face. While chewing, Subaru reflects on the whole day, how she started out buried in insecurity, but now she feels lighter, freer, like she finally exorcised the demon screaming you don't belong. And for once, she can actually just enjoy herself. So they run out of fireworks, the squad decides to hit the store for more. That leaves Rentsaru alone with Wagori. She pulls out a couple of leftover flares like it's a genius idea. She takes the chance to thank him, not just him, but all the guys for helping Subaru crawl out of our emotional black hole. Rentsaru just shrugs like, I didn't do shit, but Wagori insists everything changed once he started talking to her. He says, nah, it's not some hero complex, it's just him refusing to give up and finally learning to look around. That spark started the day he met Waguri, and he straight up tells her he's changed a ton since then. He even adds that maybe he should be thanking her instead. Waguri blushes. She tells him summer isn't over yet, so they should keep hanging out, do more stuff together, keep the vibe fun. And then, out of nowhere, Rentsaru's brain short circuits and he blurts it out, I like you. Boom. Nuclear awkwardness detonated. They both freeze. Neither knows how the hell to follow that up until Usami, the human cockblock himself, pops up behind them screaming like an idiot that he's back with the fireworks. Perfect timing, asshole. Usami notices they're redder than a couple of lobsters in a boiling pot. The guys drag him back to keep the party going, while Waguri just stands there in shock, replaying his confession like a scratch CD. Afterward, everyone heads home. He's convinced Waguri's now too uncomfortable to even look at him, and he's stressing about how the hell to fix it. Meanwhile, Waguri's drifting through her thoughts when her phone buzzes. It's Rentsaru calling, completely catching her off guard. If you somehow made it all the way to this part of the video, congrats! You've got more attention span than half the population. Drop a comment if you want the next part, and I'll pump out the next part faster than your dad bailed on your 6th birthday. Bye!